next, this ain't boxing, this ain't casual, this is blood, legacy, and aura. This is the UFC, this is GOAT Island. Fighters, ready? Before we step in the cage, let's talk about what just jumped out of it. Tweets, rankings, scandals, and one man diving headfirst back into the piss pool. John Jones just pulled a classic John Jones. Retired like your favorite uncle at the end of the bride. Then 2 days later, I'm back. Man re-entered the USADA testing pool like he forgot he left the oven on. Ain't no way he's done until he face plants in the cage or gets arrested mid-walkout again. And on the other end of chaos, Ilya 2 belts. Tuporia just became the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Over Islam, over everyone. The same guy who flatlined Oliveira like a meme is now officially him. He's got the hands of McGregor, the discipline of Khabib, and the aura of a final boss. Ilya's not just a champ, he's the prototype. Now, we place the bets and talk that shit. We're looking at the biggest fight night and the nastiest pay-per-view this month. And if you're building a parlay, copy carefully or cry violently. First, the UFC Fight Night we're calling this month is UFC Fight Night Whittaker versus Dorita, 27th of July. In the co-main event, it's Movsar Evloev versus Aaron Pico. And in this one, we are predicting Movsar to win by decision. Too clean, too composed. Pico's got hands, but Movsar's built like a flightless eagle with 15 minutes of smothering in the tank. And in the main event, it's Robert the Reaper Whittaker versus Reina Dorita. And we're predicting Bobby Knuckles by TKO within 2 rounds. Dorita's moving up like he forgot what middleweights do with knees and hooks. Whittaker's sending him back to the grappling room with a nosebleed and regret. And the pay-per-view of the month that we're predicting is UFC 318. Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier for the BMF title in Dustin's last dance. 20th of July in New Orleans. And the first fight on the main card is Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. And we're predicting Zellhuber to win. MJ's a vet, but he's got more L's than a rapper with a SoundCloud debut. In the second fight, it's Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov at middleweight, and we're predicting Paulo Costa juice-free but still juicy. Kopylov's good, but Paulo's due for a headline and a finish. Now, the third fight of the main card is Ateba Gautier versus Robert Valentin. And our prediction is Ateba to win. We don't know him, but the name sounds like he punches with philosophical vengeance. And if you've seen his last finishes in the UFC, you'd pick him too. And now in the co-main event, it's Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. And our prediction, Pitbull by TKO within 2 rounds. Legend versus solid gatekeeper. Ige's heart is massive, but Pitbull is built different. Compact rage with leg kicks and violence. The main event, Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier for the BMF title. And our prediction, Dustin the Diamond Poirier to win TKO inside of 3 rounds. Holloway's the BMF champ right now, but he got flatlined by Ilia Topuria. And Dustin, he's walking into his final war. And like the song says, diamonds are forever. That pressure, Holloway's gonna bring it, but the diamond's leaving with the belt and maybe a speech that breaks the timeline. Now, Hunter Campbell's the matchmaker, but we got the matchmaking source. 2 fights, 2 options, and 1 mission. Put the welterweight division back on demon time. Now, we said it, the 170-pound division is in the trenches, and even though the UFC just announced Islam versus Jack Della Maddalena, we ain't seen a date. So until then, here's what we'd pitch if Hunter would just pick up the phone. Our first title fight we'd make is Jack Della Maddalena versus Shavkat Rakhmonov for the welterweight gold. And why? You want to bring back the pain to 170? This is how. JDM's the slick striker. Shavkat's the most dangerous finisher on a win streak with murder in his eyes. No more point fights, no more footsie. If this one goes 5 rounds, it'll be the 5 rounds of blood and post-war trauma. You either break the streak or you crown the undefeated. That's it. And option number 2, Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. Now, how would you make this title fight if neither of them are the welterweight champion? Well, easy. Hunter calls JDM is play sick, play injured. Islam has already vacated lightweight and Ilia has gotten that title. So Islam walks in with purpose and gets handed the promised title opportunity, but this time it's for the interim title. Ilia moves up for a 3rd division and 3rd belt. This is pound for pound violence. It's Conor versus Khabib energy with no dead weight. It's money, legacy, and the most technical clean murder matchup in UFC history. And it doesn't mess with the rankings. It just gives so many more opportunities for the division moving forward. Now it's time to throw hands with history. Welcome to our Marvel style multiverse of what ifs and missed punches. First stop, what if Khabib took what was his before Conor ever touched it? What if Khabib fought for the title at UFC 205 instead of Conor? Back in 2016, Khabib had signed 2 contracts to fight Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight title, but the UFC picked Conor instead. And one of those contracts was for UFC 205. The rest was history. Or is it? See, if Khabib got that shot, he destroys Eddie Alvarez. I mean, we know that now. Let's not lie to ourselves. That means he becomes champ a year and a half earlier than he does against Ayacuinta. That means Conor never becomes the double champ because Conor became the double champ at UFC 205, which means for him to fight for the second belt, he has to fight Khabib. And we already saw how that went. So that massive 2016 power move never happens. That rivalry might have never popped off. The send me the location error, delayed or deleted, because the first thing that got Khabib calling Conor out was the fact that he took his spot at 205. That was the first thing. So if that doesn't happen and Khabib fights and gets the title, he has no reason to call him chicken. And the lightweight division shifts forever. Khabib's legacy gets even bigger than it already is, because now he's got that much more title fights, and the UFC might have never blown up like it did, because that is what took Conor to that next level, and with it, the UFC. That's how big this one move was.